My name is Najee Rutledge, and my Meeting at the Table essay is about the need for more Black prosecutors. The relationship between the criminal justice system and Blacks in America is complicated. As a student at Spelman, I remember telling a date my dream of becoming a prosecutor. His response, "So you want to put Black men in jail?" I asked him, "Who would you have fight for crime victims who are Black?" I often think of the lawyers involved in prosecuting 3 white supremacists in 1998. My family and his community knew the victim as Toe because he lost a toe during a bicycle accident. Toe used to say that he would someday put Jasper, Texas on the map. He succeeded, but not in the way that any of us would have imagined. The world knew him as James Byrd. Mama Rutledge described her cousin Toe as well-liked, talented, and easygoing. Toe even knew one of the men who would be his killer.
I'm Peachy Wimbush Pope, one of the contributors to Meeting at the Table. My essay is about how we bridge the generational gap using music. In other words, Nixon's war on drugs was a deliberate attempt to destabilize communities of color. It was a war against people. Ronald Reagan and George H.W. Bush finished the assault on Black communities that Richard Nixon started. During the Reagan years, the number of people behind bars for nonviolent drug offenses increased from 50,000 in 1980 to more than 400,000 by 1997. So many of them Black and brown people. Hip hop was now the prose of young people whose lives were imploded as a result of the government's failed war on drugs. Advances of the civil rights were undone by the scourge of crack cocaine introduced into communities like the one where I grew up in Pittsburgh's Hill District.
Thanks to our special guests. Weren't they inspiring? Now, folks, let's see who inspires my brother friend, dancer, choreographer, Brandon Ellis.
I'm Brandon Ellis, and Vanessa Williams is my inspiration. She's a triple threat entertainer, actress, singer, dancer, and former Miss America who happens to be Black and light-skinned. And that's a big thing because once upon a time, light-skinned Blacks weren't used very often due to not looking Black enough. So I have a lot I can relate to with her, and she has broken barriers and beat the odds and overcome many, many obstacles in her life, personally and professionally. And that is my inspiration, Vanessa Williams.
Amen, Brandon. Vanessa Williams is a true pioneer, and I've celebrated her for years. Shout out to Miss America 2019, Nia Franklin, who I got to present to the National Association of Black Journalists at its Miami convention. Vanessa opened that door. And so do so often the civically re-engaged women. Please make sure you continue to follow these bosses wherever they are. A special shout out to our leader, Cruise, founder, CEO, and president, Sharon Nelson, also the executive producer of Inspired with Patrick L. Riley. Thanks again, folks. See you next time on Inspired with Patrick L. Riley. Don't forget, the L is for love.